Actually, he had a suspensory ligament tear, which it was not a bad injury or anything like that, but he's had such success as a racehorse, they didn't want to push him too far, and he deserved, you know, to be retired. So it's actually where that is in his ankle, basically down lower in his front, I think it was right leg actually. He started racing as a 2-year-old, but we didn't own him then. We didn't buy him until he was 6 years old. He had raced in he actually ran in Canada. He won some stakes races in Canada, and he also won some other bigger ones in the US here, but not, they were both when he was 2 and 3 years old. We didn't buy him until he was 6, and after he was 6 is when he started winning his big races.
Accomplishment was the Stephen Foster race.
This is actually the towel that he wore in that race. And they actually, we took it and had this picture made of it. So the Stephen Foster was one, and then he didn't actually win it, but he was invited by winning this race to the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is the biggest horse race in the thoroughbred racing world. And so by winning this, he was automatically, his expenses, everything was paid to go, and so that was extremely a huge deal. They're called silks. And every owner that has a racehorse designs their own silks for your horses to run any race that you run in, no matter what kind of race it is. And so our silks are red, and it has a horseshoe on the back with an RP, because the owner's name is Randy Patterson, with the white sleeves and blue on them. So anytime you see that, those silks, those go to just one certain owner. And then the jockey that rode Moonshine was Calvin Burrell, and he rode him the majority of the time. He wasn't the only jockey that rode Moonshine, but in his big races that he won, Calvin Burrell was, he's actually, I believe, in the Hall of Fame now, but he's from Louisiana, and he's Oaklawn Park and Churchill Downs is where his tracks were that he usually would spend most of his time riding. Moonshine is here in Arkansas. He is the stallion that has accomplished the most. There's no other stallion here in Arkansas that has actually won a grade 1 or a grade 2 race. So he has the best racing career here, and so it makes him very valuable, and so there's a lot of people interested in him, and we have a lot of people that want to come and see him. And it's a gallon and a half of feed a day, which is like 7 pounds of feed in the morning, 7 pounds of feed in the evening, and then he gets also alfalfa, probably like 5 pounds of alfalfa a day. He started racing as a 2-year-old, but we didn't own him then. We didn't buy him until he was 6 years old. He had raced in he actually ran in Canada. He won some stakes races in Canada, and he also won some other bigger ones in the US here, but not, they were both when he was 2 and 3 years old. We didn't buy him until he was 6, and after he was 6 is when he started winning his big races.
He loves being in the stall more than outside, but he's very friendly, and he loves when you bring him peppermints.
I grew up around racing. My father actually started with his first racehorse in the 80s, and so as I was a child growing up, I always got to go, you know, to different racetracks and watch horse racing, and started falling in love with it and loved being around horses and handling them and doing stuff like that. So we ended up buying this farm, and so I would say pretty much my whole life I've been involved in it. Well, I moved down here to Arkansas, and I've been being the racing manager here at this farm since 2013. So that'd be, what, 4 years? Moonshine's dad, his name was Albert the Great, and he was a very, very successful racing horse. He ran out millions of dollars. His mom's name was Mullen Road, and she actually never ran a race in her life. Moonshine was the biggest baby she raised, and other than that, I think she only had one other horse that actually ran on the track.